What is going on, guys? Today we are checking out the Umidigi A7 Pro. Now, I understand this phone's been out for a little while already, but it just recently landed on the Amazon store in the US. So I figured, why don't we pick it up? We'll do an unboxing, we'll talk about first impressions, because this budget phone has a pretty serious spec sheet. But if you don't know who I am, my name is JDubb, and I'm here to help you guys make a better tech buying decision. Now, if that sounds cool to you, please consider subscribing to the channel, and if you do, hit that bell notification so you don't miss any of my latest reviews. Now, with that said, let's jump in to the unboxing. All right, guys, so here we have the Umidigi A7 Pro. So this is the unlocked version. You're gonna find this guy on Amazon. So let's unbox it and see what we get in the package here. So we got a thank you card as expected, and there we have the A7 Pro itself. We'll pull this guy out. Move him over to the side for just a moment. Let's see what we get in the packaging really quick. We got all of our usual books and SIM card unlock thing, and we got all this good stuff in there. In the packaging, we have a 10-watt USB wall brick, and we have a nice, cool looking red cable here. The phone itself comes with the case pre-installed. I'm gonna pull this off just so you guys can see it. This is a really soft gel rubber case. As you can see here, it's very flexible, kind of a faux leather looking texture in a way, but it's a very, very flimsy rubberized case here. And then we have the phone itself. So as you can see here, we got all some specs on the front, but let's go ahead and pull the screen protector off here and take a look at the phone without it. Okay, so hold on. It has, this is the little film that comes over the top, but it also has a screen protector pre-built in. I'm gonna actually go ahead and take that off. I prefer running my screen just kind of plain by itself. Well, maybe we'll get that off later. It's on there pretty darn well. So it actually looks really nice. They did a good job applying it. There's no bubbling around the corners there, but that is that. So on the back, we have another one. Let's go ahead and peel this guy off here. So as you guys can see, I have the black, and it's kind of like a smoke black. I don't know if you can see the same color that I'm looking at. It kind of has like a translucent, smoky looking gray in it, which is really neat. Get your fingerprint sensor here. We got our LEDs and our multiple camera array there. We have USB-C on the bottom, 3.5mm jack as well. We got our speaker and our microphones here. On the side, we've got our volume rocker right here, if you guys can see that. And then we have our power on and power off button. Along the top, we're looking pretty good. And then we have our SIM card and micro SD slot on the side here. So overall, you can see the back is glass as well. So we have a glass back. It's flat, very reminiscent with this kind of outer silver rim of the iPhone products. But there you go, guys. That's what it looks like. And man, if you guys could see this, I'm gonna see if I can find a way to pick this up on video and show it to you. It's a very cool, smoky, translucent, blackish gray color, which is really neat. But boy, fingerprint magnet alert here. So, but that's everything that you guys get in the package there. That's what you should expect if you get this on Amazon. But that's it. So let's move on. Let's talk about some specs, and then we'll get into my first impressions. Now, as I mentioned, the A7 Pro has some pretty impressive specs. To start, you get a 6.3-inch FHD display. It's running Android 10 on a MediaTek Helio P23 clocked at 1.5 GHz with 4 GB of RAM, which sounds pretty solid. You've also got a 4,150 mAh battery charged via USB-C. It even has a fingerprint sensor, which I was really impressed with, that actually worked pretty darn well. And to round it out, the model I have has 128 gigs of built-in storage, with the option to expand the memory. Now, when it comes to cameras, this is no joke either. On the back, we've got a 5-megapixel macro camera, we've got a 16-megapixel ultra-wide-angle camera, and another 16-megapixel main camera with f1.8, and a 5-megapixel depth camera. And slapped on the front, you've got a 16-megapixel selfie camera, which makes some pretty nice photos. And the craziest thing of all, you get all of this for $169.99 at the time of making this video. Now, I don't know about you, but that's a pretty impressive price. So now, let me talk to you a little bit about my first impressions. So now, from a first impressions standpoint, this phone is actually really well built. It feels really good. So they've done a couple things that I like here in particular, and compared to some other devices that I've checked out. So they have glass on the front and on the back. And so what it does is, with that aluminum body, that glass on the front, the glass on the back, it gives it this premium feel, right? It's that feeling that you're buying something that's worth more than it is. I mean, let's be real, right? The price on this guy is super, super aggressive. So I do feel like it's very solidly built, and that's mostly just because of material, right? I haven't done enough testing yet to be able to determine, you know, what this thing is capable of, but from what I can say from a building perspective, from a build style, from the way that it looks aesthetically, the materials that they used, this is a really premium feeling and looking phone. If you saw me using this phone, you had no idea what this model was, you probably wouldn't be able to tell me that it was a budget phone. So that's a really good thing up front. The camera array on the back is very, very well done. It looks really nice, very clean. The fingerprint sensor, so I've been testing it a little bit now, and so far, you know, it works pretty darn well. You know, I'm testing, I just locked it. Let's see, lock it, push it open. There we go. It works pretty darn good. So first impressions on that is that that's pretty snappy. I'm not having to retouch it on my finger on it. So that's really nice there. Face unlock works just as well. I felt like so far from my experience, I mean, the fact that it has USB-C is great, right? That's where we should be. That's what we should expect. It does have a 3.5mm headphone jack. So that's another great feature for those of you guys that still use wired headphones. I still use them from time to time, but I've gone mostly Bluetooth. So both options here, which is still great. So if you want to have the headphones, you're still good to go there. The one thing was the microphone on this, or the speakerphone, I should say. The speaker on this so far is not the most impressive. So if you're going to be listening to YouTube videos or music from the device speaker itself, don't. That's my recommendation so far on that, but we'll jump more into that in the full review, which will be coming in a week or two here. But overall, guys, I would say first impressions of this device is that it feels great. It looks beautiful. I mean, realistically, it looks like a premium phone. And so if you're looking for that, if you're going for that, so far, Umidigi's got it, pinned down. This is a great looking phone. So yeah, I think first impressions are positive. I think this is kind of headed in the right trajectory, but again, my full testing will determine if this phone actually cuts it as far as being a legitimate phone, and if it makes the claims that it does on the spec sheet, if those actually hit reality, we've definitely got something here. So after everything we've just seen, this is a pretty impressive looking phone. Now I've got to spend a little bit of time with it. I'm going to run it through its paces, do some testing, and I'll come back with a full review here in just a week or two. But for now, I'm curious to hear what you guys think. After seeing the unboxing and kind of having me break down what I think up front, what do you think? Let me know down in the comment section below. If you have any questions that you want me to answer potentially in the full review, hit me up, leave those down there, because it helps me figure out exactly what you guys want to know. Because at the end of the day, guys, the goal is to help you make a better tech buying decision. So help me determine if this phone is right for you. But as usual, guys, that is it for me, and I will see you in the next review.